Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a segment called In My Humble Opinion. In my humble opinion, newly created because this is purely my opinion. I'd love to come to you and talk about project flow on your teams. In some of my spaces, doing professional supervision with intact teams, intact leadership teams in the non-for-profit and service industry, small, so not huge, but small to small businesses or small organizations, I often come across the enthusiasm of the founder who creates lots of projects and dreams and visions and things like that, which leads to overwhelm for their team. And I am 100% guilty of that. Yesterday we had our management meeting where I was actually tasked with, I gave myself the task of working out my own workflow. And because I'm very, very aware that there are a couple of things that mean a lot to me, like if I don't get this done by the end of the year, not so much I feel a sense of failure, but I actually will feel very sad. In our work, Center for Effective Serving, there are a couple of industries that I'm really particularly passionate about, and they're very special to me, and it would mean a great deal to me to just be able to finish the year knowing that we reached out to some of these industries and offered some things to just lift their weary arms at the moment. Now, this is my wish list, which is exactly the email that I sent out, Valerie's wish list. And I actually used ChatGPT to help me. I said, here's my wish list for the projects that I would like to see happen by the end of the year, how long it would take, the format, and what is required. Give me, between the months of June to November, a timeline for these projects complete with marketing, launch, and delivery. It was very kind, and I said to ChatGPT, I need to have leave in July for 2 weeks. And when it spat out the output, July actually was written there, rest and recovery, to which my team said, very wise. Now, I brought that timeline into the management meeting. I said, this is purely my wish list. I've noticed that I'm starting to feel really sad that we won't get to do, or I won't get to do these things. And so here's my wish list. Can we make it happen? More so from my diary. Now, when they looked at that, the task list, I'm pretty sure there was a gasp of, this is a lot. But I will make space through my own recovery and rest and burnout prevention practices to say I will do this, and reserve the possibility that we get to somewhere in the middle of all of that and decide it's not feasible to launch the rest of it. But here's the thing, it's my wish list. I'm not going to throw it at my team. I'm not going to say I want to do this, it will mean so much to me. Now guys, it goes on your timeline. The way our business works is the 12-month forecast for all of our projects is done for the year in advance. And we review that in our quarterly management meetings, and we review it in our quarterly team planning meetings. Once those projects are forecasted, the management meeting at the beginning of the year actually investigates the resourcing capacity of the whole business to deliver those projects, inclusive of all the roles and responsibilities we have to upkeep our clinical standards, continue to see our psychology clients, to keep up with the operational improvements that we're making every year. And all of that goes into the pot of going, can we absorb these other projects? And at our first management meeting in February, the team actually decided that we could not absorb a couple of the main projects that we wanted to launch. It was decided that for a variety of reasons, knowing the team's capacity, my own load to lead it, and some of the other things that we were focused on, that we would actually have to either delay or downsize the project. And it was actually decided that we would do both. So that's locked in. We bring it then to the team, and we chunk it down into the sub teams that we have in the practice. So product development, client care, marketing, clinical leadership, and we then further decide based on that what can the sub teams actually manage per quarter, and that workflow is mapped out, and that's locked in. For the rest of the quarterly meetings, we're reviewing our progress on the things that we've committed to. And I guess the management team also reviews the capacity of the team, because, things happen, right? There are some things that we wouldn't have forecasted for, and we adjust. But that's locked in. I've learned that I have had to accept that while my brain goes fast and my heart beats strong to do more, I only can make those decisions if it's not locked in and it's not within the team's capacity, then they must remain mine. And then I will have to do my own personal decision as to my resourcing abilities to carry out those projects. And then I will need to make the decisions for myself, what I can and will personally sacrifice off of my load if I want to see those projects happen. So I've got maybe about 4 or 5 projects that I really just needed the management team to help me to figure out where to put it into the diary. And even then, it was considering what the capacity of the team is. If I'm absent or not able to lead other things, then can I actually deliver those projects? So I just wanted to come and say, as founders, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, and even as highly creative and innovative leaders, we have capacity and energy to come up with new things. Sometimes because our team has given us the space to come up with that, and we need to respect and honor that the holding place, therefore, of adding new things on must be yours. It does need to be decided by the team if something extraordinary comes up and you think, oh, this will resonate with our team. This is very much in line with the values. Let's go and see if we can make it happen. Is it a delay? Or is it a downsized version? Or is it a delete? We cannot do it at all. So be aware that if you're a leader and you've been given the space and you have a natural capacity and tendency to want to create and innovate, you have the responsibility to figure out how you're going to make it happen by not necessarily giving it, throwing it, abdicating it to your team. Really, really important, and I've learned the hard way. It makes the difference in a highly stressed and reactive team who becomes innovation and change fatigued, and even innovation suspicious, and a team who can trust that if we are going, as founders, going to innovate, that we take their needs, their capacity, and the commitments that they've already put their hands up for into deep consideration before overloading them even more. That's in my humble opinion, piece for today.